Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Nurul Nabilah Samsul Faudzie. My supervisor is Dr. Wahida Samsuddin. I will present a report of file management system. I declare this file management system is the result of my own research as cited in the reference. In preparing the presentation, I was in contact with many people, researchers, academicians, and practitioners. They have contributed towards my understandings and thought. In particular, I wish to express my sincere aspirations to my main thesis supervisor, Dr. Rohaida binti Samsuddin, for encouragements, guidance, critique, and friendships. Without her continued support and interest, these projects or thesis would not have been the same as presented here. Friends should also be recognized to their supports. My sincere appreciations also extend to all my colleagues and others who have provided assistance or at various occasions. Their view and tips are useful indeed. Unfortunately, it is not possible to list out all of them in this limited time. Grateful for all my family members. Alright. On these presentations, I will present abstracts or introductions, next problem backgrounds, aim and objectives, scope and importance of these projects, literature review, analysis of this project, the methodology that I use, and technology I use to develop these projects. Next, the project design, the database design, and the implementation testing. Also, the achievement on and improve. Okay, first, with an objective to develop and implement a file management system for the Kluang Land and District Office. This project purpose based on implementation of file management system explain the design, developments, and implementation strategy that can be adopted to implement a web-based file system for Kluang Land and District Office. Okay, it review the system and its workings through a design outlay. This presentation gives an insight about this system that are in place at various government organizations are not suitable for the Kluang Land and District Office. The project gives guideline for successful implementation of the system, including employee training and phase implementations. System when implemented should improve efficiency and effectiveness for the existing system, consistency of the file records, resources management, and quality of administration will establish transparency and accountability, and therapy will help to reduce turnaround times and processing delay of files. The system will clear the way for fulfill the e-government's acceptance, allowing for paperless file processing and monitoring. For the backgrounds, the Kluang Land and District Office, we call PTK, Pejabat Tanah Kluang, is a government organization of state that has been operating the early 1960s. The government agreed to separate the administration between district office and land office. The separation was mainly because both offices have a different objective and function to deliver. Law and regulation that were being utilized were also different, hence the separation was mainly to aid the public in managing every affair efficiently. The purpose project aimed to increase the productivity and efficiency of the Kluang Land and District Office. I propose to create a web-based system where all of a file's operations is kept in online, computerized. With this software, we can operate all the files easily. The purpose framework is a computerized system where he or she can add new file, borrow, return, and search file. For the problems in the existing system, all the transaction of files are done manually. So, taking more time for a transaction like borrowing a file or returning a files, and also for searching for files. Another major disadvantages is that to prepare the list of file borrowed and the available file in the organizations will take more times. Currently, it is done as a one-day process for verifying all the records. File management has become a problem due to the continued use of manually supported system. Kluang Land and District Office is among those affected by the above problem due to the increased number of files. The current system makes it hard to serve file efficiently. Based on my previous interview with pejabat tanah Kluang stakeholder Puan Nusuria Sulaiman, it can be affirms that the organization is committed to applying computer system for its management process. However, this work has been delayed for almost 3 years, so every detail of the business, such as documentation, is stored in the traditional way, resulting in piles of paperwork. The main concern is how to improve the current file management system. PTK can involve a bit of step back from increasing the number of files. This failure will be an opportunity for me to develop a web-based system to solve this problem. Goals of the proposed solution is to design a web-based system to help employees manage their file online. It can improve management efficiency. In addition, the development of web-based system also aim to provide more information about pejabat tanah Keluang services. Throughout these platforms, the organization strives to disseminate notice and opinion regarding the service. These projects aim to develop a web-based system for the Kluang Land and District Office, which will replace the current file management system by computerizing the file process. They have some objectives. The objective of these projects are to investigate and analyze the problems and requirements of the system currently used by PTK. To design a web-based system that can file and eliminate the paperwork in organizations. Third, to develop the file management system for recording every transaction in a computerized system so that problems such as record the file will not happen again. Lastly, to test the web-based system to ensure they work accurately and user-friendly. The scope of this project is focused on the development of web-based system for land purpose that helps staff in pejabat tanah keluangs precisely to eliminate the paperwork in organization. There are some important. Currently, a manually operated system face many obstacles. The process of storing, maintaining, and retrieving information is tedious and time-consuming, as you have the system in your hands without the help of a computer system. Therefore, for these reasons, records are maintained in an unsystematic order, creating great difficulty in associating a particular transaction with a particular context. To find the informations, you need documents with various registration sections. There is always an unnecessary waste of time when retrieving the records. Another frequently encountered problem is that it is difficult to find error when entering record. It is very difficult to update this record when you get them. At the same time, this project is suitable for most employees, especially managers. This means that the management process is more efficient and strategic because the administration can manage all the information through the system. The administrator can monitor the file. The system can also generate all reports. The report is generated based on a specific content approved by the administrator, so that the administrator can submit the report to senior management. More importantly, it increases productivity with very immediate communication between manager and employee. Therefore, you can create an environment that can save times and improve employee satisfaction. Finally, the system can improve and update the functionality and characteristic of existing system. Literature review. I will take the company name Radasoft and Tata Consultancy Service. For the Radasoft is established their reputations by constantly expanding their operation by offering a high quality software solution and software product in security and automation. Example, RFID based asset management solutions, RFID parkings management, RFID attendance management, RFID solar panel solutions, website designing and development and maintenance services, and many more. RFID solutions include document and file tracking to manage inventory stocks, control theft, to tracking the movements of important files and documents. It also reduces the potential for misplacing or lost documents due to mishandling. RFID reader can now hold thousands of documents that can be read one time. It is increasingly popular because they give employees enhanced visibility. For the Tata Consultancy Service, helping client create the future combined technology expertise and business intelligence to catalyze change and delivery result. In 2018, TCS signed 3 large industry-defining digital transformation deals, ranks among the top 3 most valuable brands in the global IT services sector. and name the fastest growing IT services brand in an assessment done by Brand Finance. This is parts. Interviewer were conducted with Puano Surya Sulaimans, a stakeholder of the Kluang Land and District Office, to discuss the current system and need collections. From an interview point of view, each PTK submission procedure is not systematic enough, as it only uses the paper-to-book methods. However, this method is not systematic, and the possibility of losing previous record uncertain. Additionally, customer can only deal with employees during business hour. Very inconvenient for both customer and employee not working in the same working hour. The methodology, the method I have chosen to connect to this project is Agile. This is a particular popular strategy used by engineers because Agile organizations are incremental and can adapt to change or modifications based on current needs. The streamlined procedure used to create a file management system is an agile strategy. Alright, agile strategy are likely to change from a variety of perspectives. However, the premise of this method is first, requirements gatherings, design requirements, implementation, testing or quality assurance, feedback and maintenance. This is a technology that I use. First, I use a Sublime TeXt for the editor, writing and executing the codes, XAMPP for the web server, and then the software I use a Java SDK, a software development tool in an installable package, and Word for document software. Project design. The purpose file management system can identify and respond to requests for document related to previous developments. Others will be able to communicate with the management system. The system can also record any combination of management tools. The system generates a report and send them to the personnel responsible for this asset. Requirement analysis can be a stage of identifying function and non-functional requirements so that specifications can be built to meet consumer needs. This stage generally occurs after completing the prerequisite heuristics. This stage separate and analyze the collected data and specification to establish a structure. Implement a model view controller (MVC) as the system architecture. The architecture divides the hub system into three parts, namely view, models, and controller. Each part play an important roles with each other because each part is dependent on each other. In MVC, model basically represent the structure of the database and allow data to independently change its representation. In addition to this, MVC can support similar representations in a variety of ways to be modified into a single representation displayed in all of them. MVC also provides ease of use for developer because some components can be reused in other component case. I have 12 use case: login, manage account, search file, logout, view reports, manage mukim, manage file, manage staff, manage positions, return file, borrow file, give notifications. Status: for the actor, we have manager, staff, PTK, and admin. Alright, we move to action of each use case, which is for the login. Usually, the use case describe how the user can log in to the system with a username and password. For managed accounts, the system will allow users to update their personal information anytime. For the search files, use case number 3, a staff went to request detailed information about files, such as number, file, address, and etc. Logout, user went to log out from the web system. View reports, admin can see all book, return and borrow has been collected, specify the year, and the system will generate a report. For the manage use case, we have accrued files. So in this manage MK, manage file, manage staff, manage position, we add accrued functions. Okay. For the use case number 10, return file, staff went to return the file after borrow. Then borrow file, staff went to make a reservation and initiate to booking the files. Okay. Use case 12, give notification status. The staff should notify via WhatsApp to admin before borrow. Database design is important aspect of the prerequisite planning and analyze stage, because it defines the data models that will be used within the system. The structures consist of 7 different entities. We have table admins, returns, number mukim, jawatan, file, and pengguna. Also borrow. So this is a description from our database. Implementation and testing. File management is one of the main functions of the file management system. Basically, PTK personnel can manage and find the files. To build a file management system, the administrator needs to create a document with all the details needed for the forms provided. However, the administrator can update the file on the fly or later. The positions page must be completed by the admins. Admin must pass this system function before borrowing any new positions created by PTK admin. The admin just need to add a job titles to the forms and post it to the system. Click edit or delete button to the page will automatically reload. You can edit or delete position from the admin page. For mukim parts is one of the most important features of a file management system, because this is one of the main reasons for system development. This feature was written specifically for pejabat tanah keluang employees and allow you to use any mukims to manage arbitrary files. The mukim function is only available in management panel admins. After the administrator click the tambah mukim buttons, the page will be directed to the mukim form page, where the mukim's details that need to be complete are located on this page. PTK employees can register as a user and will appear in the system. In the user ID section, the ID of each registered person will be displayed. As mentioned previously, PTK employees will be able to register an other external employee will only be able to see the file. The file management system allows PTK employees to borrow and return a file to the administrator. This is one of the file main characteristic of employee. The staff can borrow and return any document literally. The administrator just need to enter the user ID and user information files. When done, the system will send you the detailed function of the purpose system is to provide the administration the to provide the admins with the ability to record and check the file. The general process of using a web-based system usually begins with the admin clicking the tambah baru buttons which redirect to the administrator to a forms where he or she is ready to enter the file parameter. Exception handling comes into play here because the system does not allow user to leave the forms blanks or enter invalid parameter in its. This category should provide a cursory view of the system, the achievements. Pejabat Tanah Keluang internal file management and system looking for file and registration new file and related system was mostly done manually. Therefore, this file management system was developed to help employee PTK manage these files. The goal is to investigate and analyze the problem and requirement of the systems used in current PTK. This goal was modified during the documentations of Chapter 2 and Chapter 4 PSM1. In the meantime, the background of research on a similar systems was conducted and interview sessions with Pejabat Tanah Keluang's stakeholder on the system was held. Second, Tanah Keluang can detect and delete document manipulation in the organization and record all transactions of the computer system so that problems such as missing recording files do not occur again. Must be achieved during this project with the aim of designing and developing the base system. All preparations were done during 4 documentation, including SRS, and STD and use case diagram, use case specifications, sequence diagram, activity diagram, architecture diagram, and entity relationship diagram. Methodology were used as a guide for the project leading to the Gantt charting PSM1 and PSM2, which has continued since the early stage of the project. The PHP and SQL language were chosen as the core programming language for the systems and chosen as the local host for the temporary server. The final goal is to test a web-based system to make sure it works under the names of file management system, which is accurate and user-friendly. This purpose is met when the system is complete as a blackboard, whiteboard testing leading in a STD document was performed using a real employee Pejabat Tanah Keluang to test the system. They have some improvement to the purpose system. First, the administrator had the ability to provide a percentage of the file instead of the other employee have written them. Next, employee PTK add live chat functionally to the system so that you can ask for anything in this file. And lastly, employee can add and fill in document to make them easier to print we will provide them to our customer.